Hello friends, it's the motivational coach James Lambert here again. I went from headlocks to hugs. I still embrace people, just in a different way now. So today I just wanted to reply, not directly, but there was a comment on YouTube. Someone sort of tried to make a reply to a previously positive statement about one of my videos, and he was sort of like like he knows everything. Oh, don't worry, he'll soon be stomping heads again. He can't be happy all the time. Now, I want to treat this with the sensitivity, love and respect that statement deserves, because although profoundly naive, it does reflect not only that individual's state of mind and consciousness, but many people's. And I wish to elaborate on why it was so profoundly incorrect. Is that, now yes, he was indeed right about one thing. One can't be happy all the time. And if anyone has actually studied my work for any length of time, they would know that I agree. And I actually use happiness as a generic term because everyone understands that, from the most articulate and intellectually astute to, you know, the most Neanderthal sort of caveman knucklehead, and that's fine. But happiness is the broad term, and as you've heard me refer to it before, that's a fleeting emotion like all the others: anger, sadness, happiness, all these things. But as I said, that's very much like the clouds in the sky. But the sky itself is eternal, it's always there, whether it's light in the day or dark at night. The sky is your very core, and that is actually contentment and joy. That's what I believe, that's what I practice. So yes, you can't be happy all of the time, but let's be honest here, there's a big difference from, although one can't be happy all the time, to needing to revert back to stomping heads. So what I mean by that is, yes, I also still feel, I'm not a robot, displeasure. Of course I do. Other people still to this day, you get youngsters and also older people that should know better. They could push in front of you at the train or the bus stop, cut you up on the road, you know, display extreme rudeness and arrogance. But hang on, and I can get annoyed by that. But that's a long way to, you know, go and breaking heads again. As you know, it's a very big difference. So what I'm saying is, one can get annoyed at that, of course. Feel the emotion. You've been given feelings for a reason. The trouble is when you suppress that, you try and pretend everything's cool when you feel that. But just because you feel angry, you don't have to go and actually hurt somebody because you feel displeased by their actions. Moreover, you can actually recognise that you don't like it, endeavour to not let that affect you, and still go about your business. Nay, a great way to use up this anger that you might have previously expelled on them, you know, physically, is take yourself down the gym, a run round the block. Then you get the added benefit of not only releasing that stress, but benefiting yourself health-wise. It's the perfect win-win. So just to round that off, yes, one can't be happy all the time, but I believe, for what it's worth, that one can be content, which is profoundly different. That is that being the epitome of the eye of the storm. You see, when all the chaos is going in, the actual centre of the storm is exceedingly calm. And that's actually what I practice now. There can be madness going on around me, but my core, my very self, is joyful and content. So yes, you can still witness displeasing circumstances. Yes, you can still be bothered and angry at others' actions and behaviour, but that does not mean you have to revert back to old behaviours, particularly if those said old behaviours are handling things in a very knuckle-headed manner, i.e. violently, of which I admit there was a time in which I did, and was led to believe that one solved problems physically. So okay, so just to really get that, because I know the chap who mentioned that he's not the only one to be deluded in that sense, and that's fine. But you know, just to clear it up, you know, you can still feel displeasure at others, but you manage your state, and you do not have to revert back to old behaviours, and that's across the board. Just in closing, that is across the board. You could have previously struggled with food, you know, and every time you saw a chocolate cake, you needed 3, 4, 5 slices. Hey, when you see a chocolate cake today, you can have 1 slice. Just because you see the chocolate cake, you don't need 4 or 5. Change your behaviours, change your way of thinking actually foremost, and change your behaviours. So as always, you are unstoppable. I love and believe in you enormously.